Please join me in welcoming Todd to the platform.
I tried to bring a little energy. Come on, you know? All right. I've never done this before. Stand in front of a group of such talented individuals and try to put myself in a place of bestowing knowledge or advice or whatever that is. I'm just going to let it go. I want to thank President Burks, fellow members of the Platform Party. When they said I was going to be part of the Platform Party, I was expecting something totally different. But I also want to thank Rodney Ekstrom and John Scheinman and their staff. You guys are going to get to know these people. They're crazy, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, if you tell them or their staff that you're willing to do something or you have an idea, they're going to show up, okay? So get to know them, and they're great people. And most importantly, I want to thank the leadership of the class of 2023 to select me as the commencement speaker. You know, I noticed you had a lot of different choices you could have had. You went with the outspoken, obnoxious Italian fat guy who sings for the Bruins as your commencement speaker. Parents, you know, you put a lot of time and commitment and financial support behind this. I apologize. This is the best you're going to get, all right? I also want to thank my sorry. They said you got 8 to 10 minutes to do this, and I was like, I don't know if I can do that. I want to thank my extended family, Jen and Meredith and Mike, and my 9-year-old son who's here, my best friend. I asked him last night in the hotel room, I said, are you excited? He goes, yeah, we're going to go to Fun Spot tomorrow, right? And I said, oh yeah, we're going to go to Fun Spot. So whoever's going to, whatever you're doing tonight, Fun Spot, come and join us. You know, good morning, class of 2023. Sorry, totally disregarded you guys. Here you are. Congratulations. Let's talk about you. You know, when I got the phone call to be your commencement speaker, I was driving down Route 1. I was passing the old Hilltop Steakhouse. Some of you older people know what that is. I live in the North Shore of Massachusetts, and I really did, almost went off the road. I started laughing. But when the phone call came up and I saw the caller ID, I said, uh-oh, the student loan service finally tracked me down. But whoever it was, that person who was talking to me was adamant that I was being chosen as the commencement speaker, and I wanted to say no. I really did. I'm being honest with you. I wanted to say no. I don't think I deserve to be up here. But, you know, they gave this gentleman here, Mr. DeBeer, an honorary doctorate. I thought maybe I'm going to get like some kind of degree or something. I actually got something way better. I got a couple of Balboas and a 30 rack of Bud Light, so it's a win-win for everybody, I'm going to tell you right now. But if I can be serious, when it finally sank in that I was being asked to be a commencement speaker, I thought, what do I have to offer to you? What can I possibly say that can stay with you, that conveys resonance, that shows any brilliance or wisdom, what I thought to be a commencement speaker to be. So I did what any other scholarly professional person would do. I jumped right on YouTube and started looking at commencement speeches. And there were a couple of good ones, but I noticed the trend. A lot of people talking about themselves, what they thought the answers were, what they thought the path should be, how they felt the attendees could kind of you know, focus their future. I'm not going to do that, just not. I came here, the son of a high school dropout and a mother who went back to school when we had gotten old enough to kind of take care of ourselves to finish her degree. And I remember when I brought up the idea of going to college, my father just looked at me and goes, what would you want to do that for? Why don't you go get a job? And I said, I don't want to get a job. I want to go to college. I grew up in Warwick, Rhode Island, and I was looking at colleges, didn't really know what to do, and back then there was no internet, things like that. I feel so ancient when I say things like that. There was no internet back when I was a kid. So you had to mail out for things, and you got bulk packages from all these colleges, or you became a part of a database. And I remember getting this thing from Plymouth State. I actually had never been into the state of New Hampshire before, but the pictures looked really cool. I was going to get away from my family, and I applied. I got accepted. They said you need to send in $200. So I asked my mom for a check for $200, sent it in, and then they said you got to come up and audition for the music program. I applied, I got accepted, I sent my money in, and never been into the state of New Hampshire before, but it just felt right. And you know, it's interesting because I'm not trying to promote a religious or anything like that, but I work under the realm of I just believe things happen for a reason, and that is 100% what happened when I got here. And when it goes on from there. You know, I wrote this speech 14 different times. One of them involved a deep Stanley Cup run. We know that didn't work out, so I threw that one away. But hey, you know, we had a good time. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm standing there waiting to get one of the playoff games, and I'm waiting to go onto the ice, and I'm hearing some guy yelling my name, and he's yelling my name, and he's yelling my name, and I'm like about to take the ice, and I said, well, this guy won't stop yelling my name. Finally, I looked at him, because I'm trying to focus, you know, and he hands me something, and he goes, "Go Plymouth State." I go out on the ice, put whatever he handed me in my pocket, and I go out, sing, I go back, and that was a $50 gift card to Biedermann's. So whoever that was, thank you. That was awesome. I look forward to spending that. Matter of fact, my son wanted to make sure that I didn't forget that when we left yesterday. So I had some speech going on here. I got 3 pages of stuff. I'm totally unfocused. I'm just having a good time. And quickly making you regret your choice of commencement speaker. But you know what I'd like to talk about? I'm going to talk about 4 steps that have kind of become my main focus and what has guided me through life. And it was interesting, I was talking with Dr. Santori before coming up today. Dr. Santori, he actually, you ready for this? He actually gave me an F once. And I deserved every bit of that F. And I love that man. And you know, what works for me, and I'm just going to give you the obligatory things you should focus on because it worked for me. This might work for you, it might not, I don't know. I'm just here to have a good time. Come on. Boy, you're regretting picking me. You know, get out there and take some chances. You know what? Why I really feel I do belong up here, I guess, is because I've sat there. Not there, I was out in the field house. But anyways, I've sat in those chairs. At my graduation, I fell asleep. I wanted to be anywhere. And yes, it's funny, but it's really not because that commencement speaker didn't know us. I know you. I'm a Panther. Okay? Yeah. I've been through this. I've walked that campus. I've made it home at night. This is family to me. We're family. You and me. They say you can't pick your family. You're right, you can't. I'm your family. But, you know, I'm thinking about what I'm going to say, and I'm sitting in traffic. My office is 15 miles from my house. 15 miles. It takes me an hour and 45 minutes to get to my office. Why would you want to leave here? Please. But anyways. So take chances. Yeah, it sounds pretty obligatory. It sounds like what everybody would tell you. It sounds like what every bit of advice you would get. But you really do. You got to take chances. Wayne Gretzky said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Take a shot. All right? I took a shot. I came to Plymouth State, knew nothing about it. And I'm here today because of Plymouth State. Take some risks with those chances. Risk sounding, I don't want to use the word stupid, but it's the best word I can think of. Risk sounding stupid, risk looking stupid, risk acting stupid. I remember I was doing an interview for a director's position, and I don't know what the heck happened, but the interviewer said, "Why are you the best person for the job?" And I said, "Well, I don't know about being the best person for the job, but I know the job's the best thing for me." I don't even understand what that answer was. That made absolutely no sense to me. And I think the interviewer saw it in my face because I quickly went, that was the dumbest answer I've ever heard in my life. Take a shot. You got to take a shot, okay? You got to follow your heart. What is your passion? What makes you, you? You know, what I've quickly learned in listening to all these wonderful people here speak with student leaders and honorable doctor, you got a doctorate. This guy got a doctorate. That's awesome. It's a big puzzle out there. And, you know, I remember being younger and you would bump into an old friend or something and they want to spit their resume out at you and tell you everything they've accomplished and all the awards and all this. And I don't care. I just want to know, are you happy? You have a family? That's awesome. What do you do? What do you like to do? What is your passion? What makes you you? This is a big puzzle out there. And whatever we're doing, we've got a gentleman they made reference to. He's a firefighter. He's some molecular, I can't even pronounce it, something or other he's doing, okay? We've got a gentleman who made a worldwide entrepreneurial, I don't know how to spell that word, but entrepreneurial company. And I sing the national anthem for a hockey game, okay? But we all have a role. We all have a piece of this puzzle. And you have to be proud of that piece. And that piece is so important because this is what puts it all together and this is like on the verge of another like stupid thing to say, right? There are going to be some of the people on this stage and even in this audience who are going to laugh at me when I say this. You got to keep in touch. You got to keep in touch with those who've been there for you. That's family. That's friends. My extended family who's here, they just happen to know they're going to hear from me like every 6 months. It's like my worst trait ever. I'm absolutely horrible at keeping in touch. But these professors here that you've interacted with, that they want to know what you're doing. Check back in with them. You make them so proud. You have to keep in touch. I have a voicemail on my phone from Jason Pelletier, my first roommate here from Caribou, Maine. He was ROTC, that's the ROTC, ROTC guy, up to, I think he did about a dozen tours in Iraq and Afghanistan after leaving Plymouth State. And he passed away. I'm not trying to be, you know, Debbie Downer, but was killed in a motorcycle accident. I have a voicemail from him on my phone that I still listen to every now and then. You got to keep in touch with these people. It's a deep regret I have for not just returning a phone call. Keep in touch. But basically, the focus of my 4 key points is you need to help. I heard a gentleman say once, if you're not making someone else's life better, then you're wasting your time. Plymouth State's a wonderful place. It's one of my most favorite places to be. We're all part of this special family. You have to get out there and help people. Becoming the national anthem singer was just the start for me and the people that I've met along the way. And one of the most important people I met was Travis Roy and his family. And you may know Travis or know of him. Very quickly was a Boston University hockey player who was paralyzed. This was while I was a student here. But I would later meet him and work with his organization. You want to talk about someone who took a tragic moment in his life and turned it around to help so many people. And that has been one of my motivations. And Travis was famous for saying that there are times when we choose our challenges, and there are times when our challenges choose us. Get out there, accept those challenges. I don't even know what I've said for the past 10 minutes or however long I've been up here, but my honor just goes so deep, and I would be totally remiss if I didn't mention Ann Thurston. Was the summer, it was July I just finished my freshman year. I got into a fraternity. I had a major role in the school musical. I was working at the Italian farmhouse. Everything was on its way. I had planted my seed. I was here. I was a member of this community. I was a Panther in the making. And my mother called me one afternoon and said, hey, unfortunately, we've been going over the finances and we can't afford to keep you there. And I didn't know what to do. And I was in a lot better shape back then, but I just happened to be wearing like a tank top and a pair of shorts, and I started like throwing things around my fraternity house, and one of my fraternity brother said, you got to go down to the bursar's office and talk to them. I couldn't even spell the word bursar, but I don't know. I went down and found it. And I stormed, like I made a scene. I think by today's standards, I probably would have gotten arrested. I stormed into